hottest machines, not just on our floor, but in the country. So we're always moving machines on and off the floor. So keep it fresh and keep it new. Speaking of fresh and new, it's Cadillac Escalade. Come win it tomorrow night at 10. It's going to be here for one more day. Come win it at Saracen.
Live from the Eat My Catfish Studios, it's time for Arkansas's #1 caller-driven sports show. It's Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network with your hosts, Randy Rainwater and Rick Schaeffer. Lock it in and get ready to dial us up. Drive Time Sports is on the air.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Drive Time Sports in the Buzz Radio Network. Rick Schaeffer standing by in Northwest Arkansas. Barry Grooms of Hooten's Arkansas Football Magazine. Kevin Bohannon. I'm Randy Rainwater. Today, Little Rock Christian, the site of our Sonic Blast, as the Warriors prepare to take on the Greenbrier Panthers. Good afternoon, Mr. Rick Schaeffer. Good afternoon, Mr. Barry. Good afternoon, Mr. Kevin.
This is like roll call, isn't it?
That's right.
We're going to do roll call here. So
We're
here. I'm here.
Back to Warriorville.
Oh, that's funny. Well, guys, it's all about high school football today. But, Randy, I got to throw in this one trivia thing with the World Series starting tonight.
All right.
What do you think the payrolls of the Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks rank in Major League Baseball?
I know Texas is
among the top
in the high 20s.
Yeah. I would say
Texas
they're top
is
10.
fourth.
Oh, fourth.
Texas
Yeah,
is
fourth. Diamondbacks are opposite.
I bet they're about 24th.
Yeah.
21st.
21st. Yeah.
So how about this? Now, all I could research was opening day rosters, okay? Opening day salaries, not what they finished with. Since 2000, so that is 23 World Series before this one. Since 2000, how many teams do you think that had the #1 payroll have won the World Series?
Since when? 2000?
Since 2000.
That's 22 years.
So 23 years.
I'd say 5. I'd say 5
I'd
times.
say twice.
3 times. Twice it was the Yankees.
I knew, yeah.
Who from 2000 until about 2019, they were #1 every year in payroll. Just
then
about.
Then the Dodgers.
And then the 2018 Red Sox.
Oh.
No, when the Dodgers won, they were second. They were second in 2020. So the Yankees twice, the Red Sox won. How about the teams that have recently won the World Series? The Astros were 11th, the Braves were 13th, Dodgers second, Nationals were 7th, Red Sox first, Astros 18th, Cubs 14th, Royals 16th. I could go all the way down. When the Florida Marlins won in 2003, they had the 25th highest payroll, and they beat the Yankees, who had the first highest payroll. So that's the highest team or lowest team to win is number 25. But isn't it interesting that paying the highest salaries doesn't guarantee you win the World Series? In fact, 3 teams that were #1 won during that time. 3 teams that were #1 lost during that time. Other than that, it varies anywhere from the losing teams. The Rockies were 25th. How about the Rays? They were 29th the year they lost the World Series.
Yeah.
And 27th. And 27th in 2020, 29th in 2008. Okay, that's my trivia for the day. I'm going to watch the World Series tonight. You guys are watching high school football.
119 million compared to 251 million.
Yeah, that's it right now. Yeah, they currently are 4th and 21st. When they started the season, the Rangers were 9th when they started the season, but they've moved up to 4th. Probably they've taken on Scherzer and a couple other salaries. And then Arizona started the season at 19th, and they're down to 21st. So I don't know who they cut, but they're down a little bit.
And, Rick, all I'm worried about is what do I want from Sonic for my meal today?
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew that was the next thing you were going to bring up. I knew it.
And what kind of blast do I want today?
The truffle blast. You got to get the truffle blast.
No, that was so good.
The
last time. The chocolate chunk brownie. That was a major league home run. So I'll probably like that throw in major league home run. But as I mentioned, we are here at Little Rock Christian for the matchup with the Greenbrier Panthers. And Bear, we are getting down to the nitty gritty. I don't know what else to call it except for the fact the nitty gritty, simply because, yeah, there's going to be conference championships.
Shirley Ellis is there.
I thought the nitty gritty dirt band played.
No, she's saying let's get down to the real nitty gritty.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad you know that.
I was thinking nitty gritty dirt band. I'm there with you.
So I'm thinking Rick needs to call
They
up.
came a little later.
I think Rick needs to call up David Basil, and they need to talk about 1945 songs. I heard it.
No, I don't go back that far.
Oh, David was, never mind. All right, Bear. Now, getting back to the nitty gritty, conference championships in some cases will be decided tonight, but there's also seeding that will be decided tonight. So some huge games with major ramifications being played today. So let's start right here in Warriorville as Greenbrier 3-3 in conference, 4-4 overall, fighting for their playoff life, taking on the Little Rock Christian Warriors, 6-0 in conference, 7-1 overall.
Should be a terrific matchup, Randy. Little Rock Christian ranked number 2 by Hootens.com. Greenbrier number 8 in Class 6A. And these teams have played 9 times since Little Rock Christian started moving up in classification about 12 years ago. They played 9 times. Christian has won 7 of those 9. Right now, Greenbrier sits at that number 4 seed. Christian, of course, battling for the 1 seed. The one thing Little Rock Christian cannot do is get caught looking ahead to next week's potential major showdown at Greenwood for a conference championship. They have to worry about Greenbrier. Greenbrier's got a combination of quarterbacks, Kane Richardson, Kane Griffin, those 2 guys playing really well. Last week they had 5 different players catch passes. Eric Hewitt, one of them, he leading tackler, leading receiver for this team. Little Rock Christian last week, Randy, gave up their first points since PA scored 13 of them September 22nd.
And it was only 3 points.
This is a terrific defense. Just an unbelievable defense that Little Rock Christian has right
80
now.
points. That's all they've given up.
But 43 of those were to Shiloh Christian.
In game 1. Yeah.
So 37 points in 7 games.
Wow.
I'll take those odds.
They really have fixed that. And what they did, Little Rock Central kind of exploited it a little bit, even though they couldn't score. They fixed what they made some moves at linebacker, fixed some defensive lineman alignment issues. People were running the counter and some power plays at them, and they put in a few personnel moves to fix that, and they have. And they've looked so good since doing so. So Hootens.com picks Little Rock Christian tonight over Greenbrier, and that would set up a great showdown next week in Greenwood for a conference championship.
That is the less class.
You're stealing my thunder, Double R. You're stealing my thunder. Let's just go down the road here just a little bit. Our Buzz game of the week, you'll hear it starting at 6:45 with our pregame with RJ Hawk, Kyle Sutherland, and Josh Neighbors. Pulaski Academy has not lost at home since when, Barry?
Since Morrilton.
2013, 57-50. That is correct.
Yeah.
Greenwood comes in tonight. Kane Archer had a phenomenal week last week, 7 touchdowns. He was our Wood Family Dealership Primetime Performer of the Week. But Brandon Cobb has been on a tear lately. He's averaging about 400 yards over the last 2 weeks. He's got not 1, not 2, but 12 touchdowns over the last 2 weeks. Should be a shootout at Pulaski Academy tonight.
Brandon Cobb has really developed. I mean, this guy's come on at quarterback, and last week attempted 49 passes, 366 yards, 4 touchdowns, was the leading rusher on this team in their win at Greenbrier. 9 different players caught touchdowns. And hey, let's admit, I mean, Cobb wasn't slated to be the starting quarterback. We've had changes at running back throughout the season. And then Jean-Marc Charette the leading receiver, he's out. I mean, this is a team been hit with all kinds of injuries and attrition. Keep trucking. If PA pulls off, and I think it would be an upset tonight a little bit, if they pull off the victory, they're going to do so with a lot of guys who weren't slated to be the man this year. So give credit where credit's due. PA has really come around, played well, and they've got a chance to force potentially a three-way tie between Little Rock Christian, Greenwood, PA off of that conference championship. Or, PA slips down to that number 3 seed, depending what happens. Here comes Greenbrier rolling in. They just ripped up on Russellville last week, 56-20. Kane Archer, the sophomore quarterback, had 7 touchdowns in the game, 4 rushing and 3 passing. Braden Davis, the running back, he's kind of been a difference maker for him, 118 yards. These two teams, two of the better programs in the entire state. Hard to pick a better matchup in the state tonight. Hootens.com picks Greenwood over Pulaski Academy in a battle of heavyweights.
This is multiple questions inside our Asher Record Service Company live feed feedback from Trip. He says, good afternoon, gentlemen. How about a couple of big ones? First, Mills looking to earn the number 1 playoff spot as they host Marlton. My alma mater, Heber Springs, undefeated in conference, travel to Searcy to face Harding Academy. And can the Hogs beat the longtime rival BYE? Who do y'all pick to win in those games? I'm taking by. All right, Bear. First of all, Marlton, Mills.
Yeah, Mills is ranked number 2 in Class 5A thanks to that victory last week at Joe T. Robinson. Battle of attrition for both teams. Robinson was down 6 starters. Mills down 12 players, a couple key guys for them. And those guys will be back tonight as they face Morrilton on senior night. And this is a Morrilton team. Last week, forced 4 turnovers at Pine Bluff, but had nothing going on offense. Maddox Berry and Champ McNabb hooked up for 1 touchdown, but that was it. That was Morrilton's only score in that game. Meanwhile, Mills, big plays teams. Achilles Ringo did not play last week. He is back this week. Stepping in for him at quarterback was Akil Madison, who's usually the top receiver, and Akil delivered some big-time timely passes in that game. Hootens.com picks Mills to earn that number 2 seed, get the victory over Morrilton. In Class 4A, our game of the week in the 2-4A, deciding a conference championship, number 10 Heber Springs at number 3 Harding Academy. The winner gets a conference title. These two teams know each other well. They moved into the same conference last year, but before that, for over 20 seasons, they played non-conference games. So they're very familiar. The two programs are with each other. Heber Springs won 7 games total over the past 3 seasons till Van Pascal arrived. 7 games in 3 years. Last week, they go to Stuttgart, beat Stuttgart in the final minute. Not only they score the winning touchdown in, they go for 2 to get that 1-point victory. Instead of going for a tie or anything like that, Coach Pascal put it all on one play, and they came through. He said they'd really been setting it up all game long, and just outflanked, outpositioned Stuttgart on that play. Parker Brown has played really well at running back, and the thing is, they did it without Liam Buffalo at quarterback, and that proves that this team can win multiple ways. For Harding Academy, it's no secret. You've got quarterback Owen Miller, running back Isaac Baker. Both of them playing exceptionally well. And then Coach Neil Evans says the best 2 players all season long have been an offensive lineman, Jack Seeger, and safety Alex Jones. Just said those 2 guys are playing almost out of this world. So Hootens.com picking Harding Academy over Heber Springs.
Bear, I want to go back to Class 5A real quick. The 5A South has a couple of really good games tonight. I want to start with Hot Springs and Camden Fairview. This is a key matchup that's going to – Camden Fairview still has an outside shot at a conference title with a win, but Hot Springs could wrap up that 2 seed with a win as well, or be in better position for it.
Yep. Well, real quick, guys, just got a text. Dardanelle has canceled maybe a forfeit on Alma tonight with the flu. Dardanelle didn't have enough players tonight.
Ouch.
So Dardanelle, Alma, those are 5A programs. So I need to go get my flu shot, Randy, I guess.
Absolutely.
But we've got number 7 Hot Springs at number 10 Camden Fairview. Hey, the winner has a chance still to share or win that league title. A lot of good games coming up in the 5A South tonight and next week. So Hot Springs had 2 of its best players, top receivers, TJ Brogdon and Octavius Rhodes, out with injury last week. They still put up 50 points at Texarkana. Coach Burnett says both those guys will likely play tonight. Matthew Contreras, your man Matty Ice there, Kevin, huge game. 402 yards, 6 touchdowns passing, average 6.5 yards a carry. The defense forced 6 turnovers. Kendall Williams, y'all remember this name now, Kendall Williams. He's featured this week on Hootens.com as one of the scholar athletes and has an outstanding SAT score. 10 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. So they do it on both sides of the ball. And then Fairview. Daryl Adkins, the quarterback, he's become a dual threat. Defensively, Caleb Smith is the leader, and Coach Vaughn made no secret about it early in the week. He said this is going to come down to the battle and line of scrimmage between these linemen who wins this game. Each team has skilled players who can ball out, but it's these linemen who will decide the game. And Hootens.com picks Hot Springs to get the victory at Camden Fairview.
And we will reiterate what Bear said a moment ago. I've gained this now from multiple sources myself, from the 479 from our Southern Structural Solutions bus text line. Alma Dardanelle game has been canceled. Then Brian Smith, our good friend up in Alma, says Dardanelle has forfeited to Alma for tonight's 5A West football game due to illness, causing multiple players to be unavailable. Alma will get the win and the 13 playoff points. All right, gentlemen, we're going to move the clock up a little bit. We've been saving this till later on in the program, but seeing how that, in fact, Bear, I got to tell you, Kevin, he didn't even put down what the standings are at the moment. So I must mean look at the scoreboard and see who's behind. So we will go with our pick'em games for week number 9. Bear will make you the home team. Starting out against the pick'em game is Bentonville West versus Fort Smith Southside. Did we lose the Bear?
I'll go ahead and take that double R.
All right,
I'll be the home team on this one. So
go right ahead.
Yeah, Bentonville West playing really well, but Fort Smith Southside, dynamic offense. Ooh. Carter Zimmerman, almost 200 yards passing last week. Amari Tucker, 3 touchdowns, 24 carries, 302 yards. His backfield mate, Isaac Gregory, not too bad, 92 yards, 4 touchdowns. That offense set a school record for most yards in a game and most points in a game with 77 and 654. Give me Southside at home tonight.
All right. Bear, have we got you back? All right. We'll remember that one. All right, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. So we'll put that back on the burner for a moment. And hopefully we'll get back to it in a moment. This from our Asher Record Service Company live fan feedback. Judy says, I think Bobby Petrino would do a great job replacing Dan Enos. What do you think about the possibility of that? Judy says, thank you, Rick.
If Rick is still with us, I'm going to start out and say there's very slim chance that Bobby Petrino is back at Arkansas. I just don't think it'll ever happen again. Time has not passed to where that can happen. It would be a great, redemption story if it all worked out great, but I just don't see it happening. Coach Pittman and I know Coach Petrino last year in the Missouri State game said, it looked like he said, look, if you need somebody, give me a call, but I just don't see that call happening anytime soon.
Nor do I. Yeah. I think I've stated that on multiple occasions that I just don't. Judy, I'm sorry. I love the idea, but it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
And I've said this before. I in contact with Coach Petrino. We've talked a lot. He's
been on the show
so graciously. It's been on the show a couple of times. Missouri State, when he was the head coach there.
His touchdown club speech that he gave, I was there front row for that. I got to talk to him afterwards, where he was contrite about everything, and you could tell it meant a lot to him. The stories with him and Ryan Mallett, how they used to go back and forth. Even Tyler Wilson, a lot what came out about him and Coach Petrino's relationship. But I think there's just too much history there that he would make a return.
I agree. And let's see. Roger said, the Kevin you mentioned on the show, is that Kevin Kelly? Have you turned into Kevin Kelly?
Not this week.
I swear he has something against Bryant. I know he's going to place Bryant 8th or 9th if they lose to Conway, or if they still win, leaving Conway number 1 after week number 10. This is Kevin Bohannon, Roger. Kevin Bohannon, not Kevin Kelly. We love Coach Kelly.
We do. And last week he did pick Cabot at home, but yeah, Bryant pulled out the win 35-17. And Bryant's playing really well. Cabot's defense is what they've lived off of this year. That's been their hallmark. But Bryant just too many weapons. But Cabot is at Fort Smith Northside tonight. They should get a win 3-2 conference play. They're looking to lock up that number 3 slot. Bryant welcomes North Little Rock. North Little Rock been playing better lately. They're 3-2 in conference play, but I think Bryant's too tough tonight at home. And the number 4 Bryant Hornets at home will get the win.
And then Kevin, I'm not sure you can. No, let's do this first. We got Patrick waiting.
Okay.
Patrick, good afternoon. Welcome to our Sonic Blast. Yo, Patrick. Okay. We're going to put, well, no wonder we're off the air.
And we'll take your calls too when we return on Drive Time Sports.
Arkansas State fans, listen up. The Red Wolves' home in Central Arkansas is 106.7 Buzz 2. Listen every week for Sunbelt Conference action with the Red Wolves, only on 106.7 Buzz 2.
If you followed any of the national news, you know higher used car prices and depleted new inventory is likely on the horizon. Guadnett Buick GMC customers know the time to trade is now before the effects of the current auto industry climate set in. Guadnett Buick GMC in North Little Rock is resisting the trends and selling 2024 models at 2023 model prices. Stop by Guadnett Buick GMC next to Sam's today and register to win a new Hummer. Guadnett Buick GMC is offering no payments for the rest of the year. GMC Sierra 5.3 V8 engine and just 0.9% APR. Additional $3,250 off Sierra when trading in a 2009 or newer vehicle. 2023 GMC Terrain at 1.9%. All offers with approved credit. Guadnett Buick GMC, Pulaski County's only Buick GMC dealer. GMC, we are professional grade.
Join Kevin McPherson, Arkansas's premier basketball recruiting analyst, each Friday on Drive Time Sports. Brought to you by Fence Brokers. Fence Brokers, going the extra mile.
The vehicle you'd buy if money was no object? Cadillac Escalade. With cash in hand, you'd still wait months to buy an Escalade and probably pay thousands over sticker price. Don't wait to buy your dream car, because you can win one tomorrow from Saracen Casino and or Cadillac. Yes, win a luxurious Cadillac Escalade tomorrow night at Saracen Casino. Saracen is Little Rock's closest place to play.
Saracen Casino Resort, Vegas, Arkansas style.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
When it comes to tailgating this football season, Edwards Food Giant is your MVP when it comes to a hassle-free tailgate party. Pulled pork smoked to perfection, along with an ultimate lineup of sides and essentials that'll make your taste buds cheer and your tailgate setup a breeze. The Edwards team also features even more delicious meats like chicken, brisket, ribs, and smoked sausage, all straight from their own smokehouse. It can all be found by clicking edwardsfoodgiant.com or by visiting your local Edwards Food Giant store. Edwards Food Giant is your MVP. EdwardsFoodGiant.com.
Fort Thompson's in Sherwood. Savage Access 2 Camel Rifle with Bushnell Banner Scope, $399.90. Regularly $469.90. Ruger American Predator 6.5 Creedmoor on sale for $429.90. Regularly $479.90. Visit FTThompson.com.
Bird Kreischer presents Tops Off World Tour.
I look at my dad and go, hey, Dad, maybe we should sit down. I don't think your owl's out tonight. 30 seconds later, whoo, right on top of it, we hear, whoo. My oldest daughter goes, Dad, look across the lake at the old man on his dock. There's another drunk, blind old white man just,
Kurt Kreischer live on stage. Saturday, November 18th, Simmons Bank Arena. Get tickets at the arena box office or at Ticketmaster.com.
This is Pat Bradley. Tune in every Tuesday when I join Justin and Wes in the Zone. Brought to you by River City Flooring. Visit rivercityflooringinc.com, rivercityflooringinc.com.
Welcome back to Drive Time Sports, live from the Eat My Catfish Studios, where it's much like any of the 7 Eat My Catfish locations, minus the always fresh, delicious food options like the family pack catfish dinners. For peace of mind, share with us a piece of your heart. This is Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network.
Welcome back to our Sonic Blast today here at Little Rock Christian. Kevin Bohannon, along with Barry Grooms of Hooten's Arkansas Football Magazine, along with Rick Schaeffer. I'm Randy Rainwater. As Arkansas,
great to have you back. Were you all dining at Sonic there, or where'd you go there for the last few minutes?
Yeah, we took a little vacation. We thought
we had a good conversation.
We
though.
wanted to go out and see what it felt like to be on the turf there at here at Warriorville. So Kevin showed off his mighty arm, and he hadn't completed one yet.
A coney or something.
No, he hadn't completed one yet. No, I haven't made him order yet. As Arkansas's community bank, First Security helps people make life better for themselves and for other Arkansans. They focus on helping make our communities stronger. Every dollar that stays in the community helps the community through things like new homes and businesses, so other people can have better lives. If you want your banking dollars to do more good, check out First Security at fsbank.com. That's First Security Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, only in Arkansas. Bank better with First Security Bank. Oh,
hot mic.
Hot pistol. All right, Kevin, I want you to start off because you have a very important question comment for the coach.
Okay, Coach. Homecoming tonight. Big game. This is a game. And what's going on in Israel right now is life and death. And I know that that's close to your heart. And I know you've talked about it a little bit this week. You're, from what I know, the national director of the Israeli Football League. Is that correct?
Well, I've been a part of the league and helped its inception. It started about 17 to 20 years ago. Some of the relationships I've had are 20 years old. Really officially started 17 years ago, helping the league in different capacities. Right now, I am on the board of the Israel Football League, and its representative here in the United States is probably the best way to describe that because I don't deal with the daily management over there.
Yeah.
But I'm on the board of directors here in the United States, and so we try to promote the football league. We try to raise support and funds because right now we have about 10 high school teams, and we could have 20 or 30.
You have adult teams too, right?
We have adult teams too. We could have 20 or 30 high school teams overnight with enough equipment. Football takes so much infrastructure, but it's so important. It's such a great sport. Love the sport. Football's growing across the world and even in the Middle East. That's the fascinating thing. Is its popularity is growing. Still, a third to soccer and basketball in the rest of the world, but it has definitely been growing in the Middle East the last couple decades.
So you coached some young men and got some young men started that are fighting for Israel right now. Is that correct?
Yeah. So there's about 500 Israeli football players, both Jews and Arabs, that play in either the high school or adult leagues. And there are about 200 of them that have been called up. So 300,000 citizens have been called up to the front, to the battleground, and we've got about 200 players. And so I've got a lot of friends and colleagues that are there, right on the front lines fighting and in contact with those guys. And sadly, like was said on KATV the other day, is there have been 3 former players that have passed in this conflict already. So.
We shall turn for the moment to American football, and in particular high school football. Tonight you got a matchup with the Greenbrier Panthers. Eric, you started off with a loss all the way back in game number 1 against Shiloh Christian. Now you made your way forward to here we are in week number 9, and looming is a matchup potentially with Greenwood, but you got to play them one game at a time. How difficult has it been to get your kids to focus on Greenbrier and not look ahead to that potential matchup?
Yeah, Randy, you're exactly right. We have to play one game at a time. I actually kind of used Arkansas as a little bit of an example because I think everybody assumed things, and you just can't assume anything in football. And everybody's assumed there potentially could be a conference championship game next week, but both PA tonight playing Greenwood and Greenbrier playing us may have something to say about that before next week's game. So we really have to focus on tonight's game. Greenbrier's got a good football team. They're well coached. They play very hard. They gave Pulaski Academy all they wanted last week. It was a very tight game. And so they're playing good right now, and we have to play a solid game, the best of our ability. And so you have to stay focused on the game at hand. You can't look ahead, can't look in the past. You got to stay right focused on tonight's game.
Coach, we're going to change you out real quick, but while we get those changed out, I want to talk a little bit about your defense. And I know you gave up points for the first time in about a month last week. Since the PA game, you gave up a field goal in that win, 58-3. What has your defense and what kind of mentality have they had?
And adjustment
since the Shiloh Christian game?
Yeah, we just really challenged them after the Shiloh game to step up and do their job. And we had so many missed tackles that night. And I just felt like, that was a night that we just weren't prepared to play football. And football is a game that's so it's so difficult, it's physically demanding. Can you imagine a boxer or an MMA fighter just not prepared to fight?
Right.
And, football is so physically demanding. You better show up, even if you're, maybe supposed to win, because if not, you will get beat because it's such a physically demanding game. So we felt like that was an anomaly against Shiloh. Nothing, hats off to them. They flat beat us up one side and down the other that night. It was actually game 2. So maybe, yeah, and that's okay, Randy, because that's an example. We had handled game 1 pretty solidly, and
Little Rock Central
maybe had a little bit of the big head. So you can't get the big head either, And but we did challenge our defense. Our defense has responded well since then. We've had a lot of good outings since that time, and we need another. Greenbrier's got a very prolific offense, several good players on that team, and we're going to have a great night of defense tonight.
One of the things that I know comes with having a reputation is it always puts a target on your back, but your offense, I think, has met all expectations. You take away, again, that one game against Shiloh, but outside that, Eric, your offense has been equally as dynamic as your defense.
Yeah, we feel like we still, which again, I think it's a good time to be moving into peaking. We still feel like we haven't totally peaked, and we've got things to improve on. But our offense has the potential to light up the scoreboard. But when you everything gets back to execution, it still comes down. You got to be able to handle the variables. Could be spitting some rain tonight. We see as it's kind of spitting on us right now, so we have to handle that. You still have to catch the ball. You still have to throw the ball. You still have to block and execute. And if your mind wanders, a hold here, a turnover there, and next thing you know, you've got drive stoppers. So it's really a game in, game out every Friday night. We have to execute at a high level, but we have the potential to be very prolific offensively, and love to see it tonight, obviously.
Coach, last time we were here, we talked about how Walker White had progressed as a leader and just his on-field mechanics, footwork, just being that vocal leader, plus showing what he could do during a ball game. You had an injury at running back, so a little bit more of a load had to be taken on Walker. How has he progressed since since earlier in the season?
He's done a really good job with that, and so A, we need him to make those passes. B, we need him to aid our running backs with his legs as well. And hats off to our three guys that are dividing the load at running back: Jackson Lord, Trey Howard, and Connor Smith have all done a good job. And we're kind of running back by committee right now. But you can throw in Walker as well because he is impressive with his legs and makes some plays with his legs as well as his arm, and being such a dual threat athletic guy, and is very dynamic and helps. So we have to be able to adjust and take what the defense gives us, because it's very difficult to stop everything, and then we have to say, okay, they're trying to take this running game away, or they're trying to drop 8, and what can we do to take advantage of what the defense is trying to stop. And so far, the last several weeks, we've done a good job at taking what the defense has given us.
I want to go back to a word you used a moment ago. I'm glad you said it because I can now use it. And that's the word peak. How difficult, Eric? I realize the focus, and it's one step on that ladder of your goals. That is to win a conference championship. But the bigger prize is a state championship. How difficult is it going to be? You climb the ladder tonight, you get the victory over Greenbrier. Now you go next week to Greenwood. You know what the hype's going to be. You know what the excitement is going to be, the adrenaline, all those things thrown in there. But then that dangerous word peak comes in, because great to be conference champion, but I got to believe your biggest goal is to win a state championship.
That's exactly right, Randy. So one thing we focus on the Greenbrier, and again, I can't assume that we win the game tonight, because we have to execute. Yeah. And so and like I said, Greenbrier is a good football team. So I think we take steps. And one of the things I talk about, no matter who we're playing, whether it's a Greenbrier, Pulaski, Greenwood, some of the best teams in our conference, or some of the teams that aren't so good in the conference, are we holding to a standard that can win a championship? Are we holding to a standard that's going to get better? And we don't want to take steps backwards. Now, you will have momentum in a season, and things will go wrong, but that's okay too. So we see how we respond. We responded very well to the Shiloh adversity. And so if and when, it's not if, it's when we have adversity, because from here on out, everybody's got a winning record. Greenbrier, Greenwood, anybody we see in the playoffs, we're going to be up against some difficult teams. So we're going to see some adversity at some point every game. Can we recapture the momentum? Can we handle that adversity? Because championship teams are going to have to make plays. They're going to have to play from behind at times. They're going to have to make plays and recapture the momentum after they've made mistakes. And that's going to be key for our development as we move forward.
Coach, I've followed you since, your first season here 7 years ago. And it seems like the best teams know how to simplify things at the right time. That seems to be what you guys are doing right now.
Well, we want to, to simplify this is we want to take what's given to us.
Right.
We want to be able to excel at everything. We want the best special teams. We want the best offense. We want the best defense. But I do think that there's definitely truth in less is more. Sometimes coaches can overcoach. Sometimes you can have too much. And it's not really what it's what your players can actually execute and produce and do. Now, the plus is we've got a smart football team, a lot of experienced players. So we're able to this year do a lot of things that some years we haven't been able to. And so that's exciting for me. But you're right. We're going to do what it takes to succeed.
Eric, good luck tonight against Greenbrier.
Thank you, gentlemen. I like your hat there, Randy. That's alma mater.
Hard
Bison.
There you go. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
All right, Rick Schaeffer, along with Kevin Bohannon, Barry Grooms of Hooten's Arkansas Football Magazine. I'm Randy Rainwater. Our Sonic Blast will continue in just one moment from
Jackson joins more
Little Rock
Mayhem
Christian.
Each Friday, presented by Arkansas Storm Shelters, serving Arkansas for 16 years. Find them at arkansastormshelter.com.
Hello, everybody. Not only is there a Cadillac Escalade giveaway happening this weekend, tomorrow night specifically,
your crave at any of the 7 Eat My Catfish locations. You've got Drive Time Sports locked in on the Buzz Radio Network. Here is Randy Rainwater.
Welcome back. Your crave at Tacos for Life, because at Tacos for Life, they have so many things that you like. It's just hard to pick out one. Randy every week talks about the menu at Sonic. Man, I'm telling you, Tacos for Life is like that too. There's so many things you're going to like. I think I shared with you earlier this week. I went back to one of my favorites. It was recommended to me. It was the Hawaiian shrimp taco. It's delicious. Did I tell you that it also has pineapple and coconut on it? That's what makes it Hawaiian, I guess. Really good. The shrimp was grilled. I like that. I like the grilled chicken. I certainly like the one that's been on special here the last few weeks. Special because it's new to the menu, and that's the bacon barbecue ranch taco or quesadilla. So whatever you like, you're going to find it at Tacos for Life. Tacos, salads, quesadillas, nachos, and you know what? Every time you buy a meal, you help someone who is food insufficient. So try it now. Head to Tacos for Life.
And that is Rick Schaeffer, along with Barry Grooms of Hooten's Arkansas Football Magazine, Kevin Bohannon. I'm Randy Rainwater. Neil, I'm trying to catch Kevin. He's running down the road right now. He's trying to place some money upon in fact, the only place you can find this game, period, is Bet Saracen.
Yep.
And that is the exhibition game between Purdue and Arkansas. Arkansas right now -3.5. And then Purdue, Arkansas, the over-under at 140.5. That's what Kevin was jumping up and down about, racing off into the sunset. So, wow. Is that rather low, wouldn't you think? I know you set the line, so I'm beating up on you, but is that not rather low, 140.5?
Well, here's the beautiful thing about sports betting. That over and under at 140 is our opinion, and all you have to do is bet over or under and put some money of it to bet that your opinion is better than mine, and you may have some
a financial reward
income made off of that one. So, hey, if I have a bad opinion, I take care of it, because when the bookies messed up and priced something wrong, y'all jump on it. I mean, we hang it out there for you to make your decision. So, and look, let me tell you what, this was a hard line to come up with. It's a shot in the dark, preseason and new teams put together and transfer portals and all that. Hey, we're just using our data model, and look at the data model on the Mississippi State game. It said something completely different. We see what the outcome was. So, that's part of sports betting, and that's the fun. So if you think we're wrong, put your money there and you can make some.
All right, you got that. You got the World Series starting tonight. You've got college football tomorrow. You got the NFL on Sunday. A lot going on at Bet Saracen. However, you had a homework assignment and you are ready.
Yeah, I was going to say, did he get it? Did he do it? Did you do it? What were
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, let's hear it.
I took my first bet on the Rangers on November the 9th at plus 5,000. I took my first bet on the Diamondbacks to win the World Series on January the 3rd at plus 7,500.
Wow.
Before the season started, we took 120 Rangers World Series bets and 42 on the Diamondbacks.
Okay, so what does that mean? For those of us who are uneducated, so plus 7,500. If you bet $100, how much did you win?
If you bet $100, you're going to win $7,500.
Wow. Okay.
You bet $100 on the Rangers, you would win $5,000.
Okay, great. How about that?
So
if
yeah, that's pretty good, especially.
Yeah, it's really
good.
Can
especially
I
right now, if
backdate
you bet those exact same.
Can I backdate that?
If they would let me backdate it, I would too. But just to show you right now, if you wanted to bet on the Rangers, minus 175. If you wanted to bet on the Diamondbacks to win the series, plus 140.
Ooh.
That's why those future bets are so valuable, especially if you get on a team like the Rangers or the Diamondbacks and they got a shot. They're just 4 games away from cashing in.
Wow. All right, there you go. All right, a lot going on at Bet Saracen. Be sure take advantage of all the great opportunities BetSaracen.com. Better yet, go get the app at the App Store, Bet Saracen. Thank you, Neil. Enjoy your weekend. That is Neil Atkinson. $100, you win $7,500.
Yeah, I've never hit something like that before.
Gee, my knee. That's just wow. All right, Patrick, are you with us? Welcome to our Sonic Blast.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, guys.
Thank you for calling.
I have a couple of high school games to talk about for you guys to get y'all's intake on. The first one is the Alma and Dartnell game.
That one's been canceled. That one's been canceled tonight, Patrick.
Okay. Then Cedarville and Mansfield, and also the Southside and Bentonville West.
Southside and Bentonville West. All right, Patrick. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I'll get y'all's comment. Thank you.
All right.
So much.
All right, Barry, we've already reported on Alma Dardanelle being canceled. Cedarville, Mansfield.
Big game for playoff seeding, especially for Mansfield, who's lost back-to-back games. Cedarville just won its first game of the season last week, beat Greenland. Pirates broke an 11-game losing streak with that victory, yet they have a shot at the playoffs here. They put together a little win streak. Mansfield took down Lavaca a week ago, 43-19. Daniel Burton led the way with 272 yards rushing. Jeremy Stozier played well also from both sides of the ball. Hootens.com picks Mansfield over Cedarville.
And let's talk with Kevin. Kevin, good afternoon. Welcome to our Sonic Blast.
Yes, sir. I was calling about the Hot Springs Lakeside Parkview game tonight, and I was going to see what y'all's chance. What do you think about Lakeside having a playoff game at home? I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
Yeah, Lakeside home playoff game comes down to the next 2 weeks. So this is a team that can be a conference champion, or at least tie for a conference championship potentially, or fall all the way to that 3 or 4 seeds. So very crucial game tonight for Lakeside against Parkview, and next week at Hot Springs. But tonight they get a Parkview team that offensively is just dominating people, but it's the defense, guys. They're having short fields to work with. And, Coach Bobby Bolding, he's the defensive coordinator over there. 3 Division I athletes, and he is putting on a clinic every week, getting these guys aligned properly and just what they're doing defensively and offensively. I mean, Jaden Ashford's averaging about 12 yards a carry this year. Cameron Settles, 10 yards a carry. Offensively, they can take it to the house anytime they want to. So they have to turn the ball over a few times tonight to keep Lakeside probably in this game. But Lakeside can throw the ball very well. But this has become a better Ram team since Grady Oldman took over that primary running back spot. He's scored touchdowns in each of the past 4 games. But Hootens.com is taking Parkview in this game. And for Lakeside to get that home playoff spot, they probably have to win. The next 2 would guarantee it. 1 might. Depends what else happens.
Yeah, things aren't looking good. Just be honest with you as far as Lakeside goes, getting that home playoff berth. The good thing is they do hold the tiebreaker over Camden Fairview right now, and their crosstown rival Hot Springs could help their case out a little bit tonight. My opinion, best case scenario, they're going to lose tonight unless Parkview just doesn't get off the bus. And the crazy thing, Bear, to piggyback off what you said, the Parkview skill guys don't get a lot of yardage or big statistical games because they do have that short field, and they're only playing about half a game, and they have to spread the love between all those Division I athletes. So
all of them.
Yeah, big game tonight. Parkview should roll in that one. Bear, want to stay in Class 5A real quick. Bologna, 2 wins in a row, heading to Maumelle, take on the Hornets.
All right. Hey, Kevin and Randy, does this Parkview team remind you of the 98 Fair team?
Absolutely.
Kai Forte. I mean, so many weapons. But real quickly, Bologna won back-to-back games in playoff contention. Maumelle could basically sew up a playoff spot tonight. This one is a coin flip, could go either way. Hootens.com picks Maumelle at home.
Coming up next, it will be Trey Beatty of Hogsports.com being brought to you by Asher Record Service Company. Our Sonic Blast, hour number 2, straight ahead.
There's nothing quite like outdoor living. And at Razorback Camper Sales, we've been bringing the camping lifestyle to families for over 50 years. We're Arkansas's oldest family-owned RV dealer with the best parts and service department in the state. Razorback Camper Sales has everything you need for travel trailers, fifth wheels, and pop-ups. Find out why our customers are always happy campers. Come see us in Hot Springs or online at RazorbackCampersales.com.
Country music's most nominated superstar, Lainey Wilson. Live in concert in North Little Rock. Lainey Wilson, Country's Cool Again Tour 2024. Performing at Simmons Bank Arena, Friday, November 1st, 2024. With special guests Jackson Dean and Zach Top. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Queen Grovey gets in the zone each week, courtesy of Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in Conway. From boots to suits, they have everything for the best-dressed man. Bell & Sword.
Sports talk and entertainment.
I can't understand you, food in your mouth.
That'll put a smile on your face.
I'm being serious. I can't understand a word you're saying.
KABZ, Little Rock. Buzz News with Channel 7's Brian Houston.
Little Rock police have identified the victim of a deadly shooting in the capital city. 21-year-old Marquise Harper of Little Rock was shot and killed around 8 Wednesday night at the Bella Vista Apartments on Mableville Cutoff Road. Police have not released any details about what happened. If you know anything, call Little Rock Police. A defense contractor is expanding its operations in southwest Arkansas. RTX, formerly known as Raytheon, announced a $33 million expansion to its manufacturing plant in East Camden Thursday. The new facility will produce interceptor missiles for use in Israel's Iron Dome weapon system and its U.S. counterpart, the Sky Hunter. The global government relations leader for RTX, Jeff Shockey, says cooperation from state leaders and lawmakers made this possible. For more news and weather, download the free KTV News and Weather apps. From the Channel 7 Newsroom, I'm Ryan Houston.
If you don't already have the Bet Saracen Sports Wager app, download it today from the app stores or go to BetSaracen.com. Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with Channel 7's Melinda Mayo.
More rounds of rainfall today with a 40% chance of scattered showers. Still warm with a high of 82, and tonight's low drops down to 67. Even better rain chances over the weekend, and temperatures drop to the 70s. From the Channel 7 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Today's special at the Riverfront Steakhouse in the Wyndham Hotel. Dinner for two for $60. Split a 10-ounce filet, fried shrimp, and our famous salad bar.
You might wonder why I'm sitting here chatting with Carlton Saffa from Saracen Casino. Well, it's because it's the last weekend of the month. And that means tomorrow night the casino is giving away another vehicle. And this time it's a Cadillac Escalade. Somebody who's played here this month, anytime and used their player's card, is in the drawing. That's a big return on your little investment.
Well, you know, I always tell folks, and I've said this before to you, Tom, if you've played at all this month, if you've been to see us at all this month, and there's probably been, 150,000 people to Saracen so far this month, and you played with your player's card, you're already entered to win this Cadillac. Your name is already in the hopper to win the Escalade. My advice is to come see us tonight and stack your entries up. Put a few more in that hopper. Big deal, though, is come tomorrow night, because at 10 o'clock, we're giving it away. So come see us tomorrow evening, play a little bit more, have something good to eat. See if we don't call your name for some free play or a Cadillac Escalade from Saracen, 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Brace yourself, because the Carpet Barn is turning October into
month-long flooring extravaganza. You need proof? In stock 12 mil vinyl plank, usually $2.99. Now is yours for $1.99. 7.5 inch white engineered European white oak, a luxury at $5.39. Now it's at $2.99. There's no gimmicks, no sneaky price hikes, no hidden fees. We're all about honesty and keeping your wallet happy. Mark your calendars, running throughout October, only at the Carpet Barn in Conway and North Little Rock.
Hi, folks. It's Chris Zender here at Frank Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sherwood. It's the end of the month, and we need to sell 23 more new vehicles before Tuesday night. Frank has told us to take any reasonable offer and pay over book value for trades. So don't worry about how much you owe on your trade. If we make a deal, we'll pay off your trade no matter how much you owe. We have 0% financing for up to 72 months on new Ram 1500s. That's right, I said 0%. You can't get any lower than zero. And you'll save up to $10,000 on all new Ram 2500s and up to $10,000 off all new Jeep Grand Cherokees. Folks, we'll do whatever it takes to make you a deal. Just tell us what you're looking for and how much you want to pay. Shop Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood for the deal of a lifetime on a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep or Ram. At Fletcher Dodge, you always get the best price, the lowest finance rate, and more for your trade. We promise you a hassle-free buying experience. So come see us and give us a chance to earn your business. That's Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road in Sherwood, or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
Tune in to hear what the head hog has to say each Wednesday with the Sam Pittman Show, brought to you by Chris Crane Hyundai of Conway, Arkansas's #1 Hyundai dealer.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See Shelter Agent Paul Killingsworth in Cabot, Jonathan Stone in Lone Oak, or Stephen Reeser in Jacksonville today.
Well, the end of every month, of course, means a vehicle giveaway here at Saracen Casino. But next week also is Halloween. Carlton, you got any big plans here at Saracen?
Oh, we've talked about our food and beverage team before, and they've done an incredible job with Red Oak. And, of course, Legends has been recognized as Arkansas's best sports bar by the Democrat Gazette. I mean, there's a lot of good food and beverage stuff going on. They've cooked up some, not just drink specials, which to me always just sounds like cheap drinks, but cool drinks, right? Really interesting cocktails for the season. They love to do it, right? They'll find one, it seems like, for every month and every holiday. But Halloween is the scary holiday, right? And
Right.
there's nothing scarier than missing this Cadillac Escalade giveaway. That's what's on my mind, right? So you're thinking about Halloween. I'm thinking about this $80,000, $90,000 SUV. Heck, it might be $100,000. I don't want to know what we paid for it, but we're giving it away to somebody tomorrow night at 10. Come win an Escalade at Saracen Saturday at 10.
Live from the Eat My Catfish Studios, it's time for Arkansas's #1 collar-driven sports show. It's Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network with your hosts, Randy Rainwater and Rick Schaeffer. Lock it in and get ready to dial us up. Drive Time Sports is on the air.
Hour number 2. Welcome back to Drive Time Sports here on the Buzz Radio Network. Rick Schaeffer standing by in Northwest Arkansas. Kevin Bohannon, Barry Grooms of Hooten's Arkansas Football Magazine. I'm Randy Rainwater. Today our Sonic Blast here at Little Rock Christian as the Warriors prepare to take on the Greenbrier Panthers.
Now to Trey Betty, brought to you by Asher Wrecker Service, 501-562-2293. Family owned and operated since 1980. Asher Wrecker, dependable towing and vehicle recovery service. Ask for Asher.
Well, Trey, we got a big game coming up tomorrow. The bye game is the hay in the barn.
It's just an exhibition, Randy.
Oh.
That big a deal?
You got me on that one. Okay. Yeah, there is a big basketball game tomorrow, and it's not against it's against Purdue. So this should be.
It is against Purdue. Yeah.
It is going to be one heck of a matchup. I got a feeling. I mean, I just for an exhibition game. I don't know if I've ever been.
It's sold out now, right?
It's sold out. Yeah, according to Twitter, according to Coach Eric Musselman, it is a sellout.
And that's fantastic. I'm going. I can't wait to go there and see the environment. I mean, you don't get. I can't remember when they've had an environment this early. Well, they haven't this early that I can remember anyway. But you know, the season starts November 4th. You just don't get a lot of games like that this early, and you get to really see, you know, a team that kind of putting the pieces together in Arkansas versus a team in Purdue that's you know, kind of been assembled a little bit longer, obviously. So it should be an interesting matchup. And I guess, I don't know. I mean, I was kind of also looking forward to watching the Florida-Georgia game, but I assume that's at 2:30. I think it's a CBS game.
Yeah. It's a CBS game.
So maybe I'll sit there on press row or the press area and watch 30 minutes of that game before taking in the basketball game. But it should be a pretty amazing environment in Bud Walton. Looking forward to it.
Well, if you got Sling on your,
good thing we got technology now, Trey.
YouTube TV. I mean, there's
yep,
ways you can watch it. I mean, it's not as what it is as easy sometimes as that.
Wait a minute, Randy. He's watching the basketball game. You can't sit and watch a basketball game with your eyes on your phone because you're watching another game, right?
Yeah, I won't be doing that. I'll be watching as much as I can of the Florida-Georgia game and then full focus on basketball.
Okay, whatever.
I'll watch the Florida-Georgia game later.
Hey, Trey's got to be able to talk to us Monday about what he witnessed, right? He can't be,
because that's what we're going to talk about Monday.
I was watching Florida, Georgia.
Right.
Now, Trey, I want you to be able to have a shot chart because I want to know where all the shots are coming from, particularly from Arkansas. You know, whether it's beyond the 3-point line, left elbow, right elbow, whatever it may be. Short.
I'm not going to do that.
Why not?
Why would I do that?
Well,
because they do that. They do that on computer. It's all done for you.
You don't
it wasn't in the previous game book. I looked at every page of UT Tyler. It wasn't in there.
I'm still not doing that, Randy. I don't want to do that. I want to watch the game.
Well, you can
give me all these hard homework assignments. Take all the fun out of it.
You've never been able to to print while something on a chart while you're watching the game.
I just want to watch the game. You're giving me work to do.
So when you're at the football game, do you write anything at all, or you just sit there? And I need to sit beside you so I can watch and see what you do during the game.
I watch the game. I used to. It was, I don't know, years ago when it was just kind of, me by myself, and I would, write everything down and all that stuff. But now I just watch. I watch, and Danny does, keeps track of like what they're saying about it on Twitter and stuff, and we put a story together on that. It's kind of fun, and Curtis does inside the numbers and breaks down all the little numbers deals as the game goes on, and everybody has their assignment. My assignment is to observe.
Wow. Can I bring you one of my charts?
You can bring me a chart if you want to, but only during one of the 3-minute and 20-second breaks.
So what you're going to do? You're going to take that and you're going to make a paper airplane out of it. I can see what you're going to do with it now. Okay. I'll keep up with my own charts. Okay. Let's talk to Sam.
You do your charts. I'll do my observations.
Sam,
hey, y'all.
Good afternoon. You got a question or comment for Trey?
I do. It's been the kind of stuff I've been hearing about dropping Sam Pittman over the week, and then questions about Hunter Yurachek. And I guess I called in a couple weeks ago about talking about, have we regretted leaving the Southwest Conference 30 years ago? And just in general, we've got a good athletic program, and we excel at many sports, and y'all are talking about some of them right now.
And is it wise to thwart a head coach when we have a top 20 recruiting class? And cannot things be done since he's already had a winning season? And then are we, as a fan base, if we are give that proposal of firing Sam Pittman, then and if it doesn't happen where the Sam Pittman doesn't get fired, now we're coming after the athletic director, and is it just petulance at that point and just impatience by the fan base? And doesn't the fan base seem to just get a little bit of a cooler head, like a little bit of a smarter perspective? Because we could end up just shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam.
I'm not sure when these questions started getting so long, but we had some questions
You and me
the last
both.
couple of days. Ideally, as I've said for a while, ideally Sam Pittman performs well in these last 4 games and gives people reason to say, okay, it makes sense to carry on. There's something to salvage here. If they only win 4 games this year, it's going to be hard for people to feel like that. A 4-win team, that's going to be tough. People might understand a 5-win team that wins 3 of its last 4. You win all 4, then I think it would be really hard to say, okay, he's got to go. But it's for the same reasons that I mentioned. There's when you're an athletic director, you're looking at, a couple of things when you fire a coach. Is it worth the toxicity that the offseason would be? I mean, it gets so toxic when a guy is viewed like as a lame duck. It just is. And if things go wrong coming out of the gate the next season, it's just a miserable season. You've waited all this time, and then it's just miserable. And there's the aspect of countering that with hope. New guy comes in, there's excitement, there's new stuff to report about. Obviously, you'd have a lot of changes with the roster. There's transfer portal. There's a lot of excitement that you can build up. But is it the right move in the long run is the question. Is it a better move, like he was indicating, to secure this top 20 recruiting class, which, you may say that's about where Arkansas has been. That's actually, a little bit better than they've traditionally been. But the top end of this class is really, really good. You've got 4 top 100 players. I've mentioned that they've only had at most 1 top 100 player in a single class since 24/7 Sports has started as ranked players in the last 13 years. So that's definitely notable. The defensive staff it's so good, and that would be over. And, you'd be back to square one and hoping you got a good defense and, defensive staff, and you have the opportunity to bring a lot of guys back next year on the defensive side of the ball. And then, the offense, obviously, you've got to figure things out with the offense. But, it's just that balance of, are we salvaging anything? We're salvaging a 4-win team, or a 3-win team or something like that. That's not going to sell. But if you're salvaging a team that surges at the end, then that's something that maybe you can.
The other thing he said was, people saying if they don't fire Pittman, they're after Hunter Yurachek. I have not heard anybody suggest
Lord,
changing
no.
athletic directors. Not one.
Yeah, let's look at the other 18 sports.
Yeah.
And again, football is king. But Hunter Yurachek brought us Eric Musselman, and just about everybody else except for Dave Van Horn, maybe.
Yeah,
pretty close. Well, not track coach.
Did he hire Courtney Dipel? If he did,
I believe so. Yeah.
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 So,
and today, just today, Arkansas gets the SEC championship
55
in track and field, cross country, and soccer.
Yeah.
That's just today.
Right. Yeah. So, but to Trey's point, football's the bell cow.
Oh yeah, it's the king.
He can suffer a little bit there too, but there's just so many factors involved. Trey, you're right. The best thing that would happen would be for Arkansas to win 3 or 4 of the last games, and people feel like, okay, it's going to be okay. But we have also, those of us who've been around a long time, and Trey, you've been around a while now too, have been through some unsettling summers that did not turn into bad seasons. Maybe Sam Pittman with the right person on offense
Yeah.
can recapture what he had a couple years ago. So,
Yeah, Houston Nutt
That was
had
6,
back-to-back
07.
4-win.
Yep.
yes, he did.
Yeah, back-to-back 4-win seasons before a 10-win season. That, I mean, when you look at the internal issues with that program that year, it's amazing that they won 10 games.
Absolutely.
That's right.
But yeah, that was a toxic season, and the next season was also toxic, even though it's more kind of the way things ended. But they still ended up winning 8 that year, and could have won 9 possibly if Houston Nutt hadn't left. Obviously, they just kind of went through the motions against Missouri in the Cotton Bowl, with Reggie Herring as the coach. So, but yeah, we've definitely seen toxicity and then have success after that. But it's interesting how, when it comes up, it's so sudden, because everything is just fine until one day it just isn't anymore. It happened with Chad Morris, happened with Brett Bielema, and now it's happening with Pittman. Nobody was talking about job security before, any of their last years.
And football continues to be the talk, no matter what we're seeing right now as the potential prospect. I realize once the season's over, then it's full go with basketball. And it may be that way next week when they start the regular season. And it's rather than exhibition play. But
nobody should be satisfied, though. Like if Pittman hangs on to his job, nobody should be like, well, it's all right. I mean, they should have won 8 games this year.
Yeah.
Should be an 8-win team.
Yeah.
When you look at the talent, I've said this before and I still stand by it. This is as talented a roster as Pittman has had at Arkansas. Now, the landscape has changed where everybody has boosted their rosters also, and that's kind of the unknown. They've been able to boost their roster through the transfer portal also. But it doesn't change that this is the most talented roster, in my opinion, that they've had at Arkansas, especially when you look at the defensive side of the ball. Offense, obviously they're lacking in some areas. The tackle, but with Luke Haas at tight end, that was a pretty solid tight end. KJ Jefferson going into the season, Rocket Sanders going into the season. We felt good about the wide receivers. I think Andrew Armstrong's had a good year. I'm surprised that Isaac TeSlaa hasn't had a better year after what all we saw in camp and in the spring. I mean, TeSlaa was going against this defense. This wasn't a joke of a defense and making some great plays. It's just still amazing to think about the offense that we were watching in the spring and in camp versus the offense that slowly devolved throughout the season. But, nobody should be satisfied with what happened this year. And if Pittman doesn't win, if he is retained, they have a good finish to the season and he's retained, they better do something special in 2024. Because something like this or just barely making a bowl game, that's just not acceptable. It's kind of like, okay, you messed up here, but don't do it again.
Let's talk. Pardon me. Let's talk with John. John, good afternoon. Welcome to our Sonic Blast. You got a question or comment for Trey?
Yes, sir. Trey, when do we get to the point that if we don't think KJ can make the throws, or if he looks like he's struggling in the next game, will they ever pull him out, put somebody else in, give somebody else a shot, just to see? Because he throws a good long ball, but he don't make the short passes. When are we going to get to that point if he doesn't look like, or he looks like he's struggling? That's my question.
If Florida goes up like 35-14 or 17 or something like that, then in Arkansas, or well, not even 17, but
10.
Yeah. If they go up a significant amount and Arkansas is sputtering on offense, then at that point, I think you could see something like that. But I don't think that KJ, now maybe he just wasn't the right fit for this offense, but this is a guy that has produced more touchdowns than anybody in school history. It's not like, last year in the offense he was in, he played pretty well. In the offense before that, if KJ Jefferson was healthy last year and didn't miss those games, he would have thrown for over 3,000 yards and ran for about 750.
And about 40 touchdowns.
That's been a pretty remarkable season. Yeah.
Trey, I know.
So it's not like KJ just stinks.
Exactly.
He's had some issues with the change in offense and absolutely some major troubles with protection, not just the offensive line, but tight ends and running backs.
Yeah, and to the point of he's thrown a really good intermediate ball in the past. This year, I tell you, at having played quarterback, when you're constantly looking and your head's on a swivel, knowing you're going to get hit, it affects the confidence. And that's what I've said all along. It's the confidence with KJ. So going faster, going back, and that's my question to you is the Guyton offense. You've had a lot of guys that were in that offense last year. They're going to adapt to it a little bit quicker. The receivers, of course, haven't seen it as much. Armstrong, Teslaw, some of those guys. So do you think they can play fast when they come back against Florida?
Hope so. I think they will. I think they're going to try to. But yeah, I mean, KJ's the guy that stirs the drink. So, he's going to be the guy engineering it all. But yeah, I mean, most of these guys were in that offense last year. The wide receivers weren't, but most of these guys were. So, and there were elements of this offense also. And again, get back to the offense you ran in spring. To your point also, like with KJ, his deep ball was really his best throw.
Yeah.
Like he was in elite territory when it came to throwing the deep ball, and they just haven't done it / haven't been able to do it this year.
Yeah.
I mean, they just hadn't had the protection.
Yeah, all the above. All right, this from our Asher Record Service Company live fan feedback. Piggy Small says, is it totally unreasonable to think the Hogs can still win out and salvage a bowl game this season? And then in parentheses, none of the remaining opponents are ranked.
It's not unreasonable. Again, let's think about, I know I'm repeating myself, but the disturbing trend is also that they've lost so many close games in a row. I mean, they've lost 9 out of their last 10 close games. But that also means that they can win. They just haven't. They've been unfortunate, they've been unlucky, and they've made some bad decisions here and there. So, yeah, I mean, they can win individually. Yeah, I think they can win all of these if they haven't completely let go of the rope. We're going to find out if they're still going to fight for Sam Pittman and his job when they go to Florida. But, the losses have been 7 to BYU, 3 to LSU, 12 to Texas A&M, 7 to Ole Miss, 3 to Alabama, 4 to Mississippi State, an average of 6 points a game. It's not like they've just been getting smoked.
Wow.
And that's also part of a reason. Like if they're just getting their tails kicked, it probably wouldn't even matter what Sam Pittman did these last few games. But the fact that they've actually, been in the games, that weighs a little bit in his favor.
Yeah, that's the most frustrating thing. Yeah, it's the most frustrating thing.
All right, Trey, this from our Asher Record Service Company live fan feedback. Satch says, people need to get a grip. Sam Pittman was not a big-time head coach when we offered him the job. Why? Because big-time proven head coaches were not willing to come here. Who do these people think we are in line for? Hunter needs to sit tight with Pittman unless he sees interest from a proven head coach.
Well, those discussions definitely happen. With Chad Morris, they had no choice but to fire him and get a head start on the coaching search and stuff. But they're discussions that, without question, happen behind the scenes all the time.
Sure.
I'm not saying that's what Hunter Yurachek has done, but generally that's, there are agents reaching out to agents and those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, the job is also like Pittman. If he did anything, he showed that you can win at Arkansas. They did win 9 games under him, and that was one of the fears that we saw with coaches. Just that Arkansas just wasn't, a great job because of the struggles that Bielema had his last couple of years, and obviously the struggles with Chad Morris. When really, I think it's just more of a coach problem than it was a situation problem. You can win at Arkansas, especially in this era. But any coach who's going to be interested, one of the first things they're going to ask is, how much NIL money do I have?
Yep.
Evidently, you got enough. I'm sorry.
You all right? All right, Trey. Enjoy your weekend. Don't worry about a shot chart tomorrow. I'll take care of that.
Thank you. Right. Thanks, Randy.
Thank you, Trey. All right, that's Trey Biddy of hogsports.com being brought to you by Asher Wrecker Service Company.
Join Puppy Up Woodrock for a dog walk around MacArthur Park and a silent auction in the pavilion to fundraise for canine cancer research on Saturday, November 4th, 11 to 2 p.m. at the MacArthur Park Pavilion in downtown Woodrock. The walk starts at 1 p.m. The registration website is at puppyupwalk.org/Woodrock. For more information, contact Fran at puppyup.org or call 501-690-1903. That's 501-690-1903.
Bert Kreischer presents Tops Off World Tour.
I look at my dad and go, hey, Dad, maybe we should sit down. I don't think your owl's out tonight. 30 seconds later, whoo, right on top of it, we hear, whoo. My oldest daughter goes, Dad, look across the lake at the old man on his dock. There's another drunk, blind old white man just.
Bert Kreischer live on stage. Saturday, November 18th, Simmons Bank Arena. Get tickets at the arena box office or at Ticketmaster.com.
With over 350 land specialists in 40 states, Whitetail Properties Real Estate is the premier rural real estate company in North America. And Mike Poor, your local Whitetail Properties land specialist, combines local expertise with the Whitetail Properties national reach to reach more buyers who are looking for hunting land, farmland, and rural homes. So if you're thinking about selling, you need to give Mike Poor a call today at 501-428-7177 or visit whitetailproperties.com.
Unless you've been living under a rock, you've heard of the current turmoil in the auto industry. Rising used car prices and declining new car inventory is clearly a real possibility. But this month, Watney Chevrolet strikes back with 0% on 2023 Silverados. Call 501-982-2102. Watney Chevrolet in Jacksonville anticipated today's car climate months ago by ordering extra new inventory and assembling a fleet of quality used cars. Call 501-982-2102. Trade now, because prices could soon be headed in the wrong direction. Plus, get the relief of no payments until after New Year's. Watney Chevrolet will get you right before the storm on the horizon. Watney Chevrolet, 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville. Call 501-982-2102. WatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. All offers with approved credit.
The vehicle you'd buy if money was no object? Cadillac Escalade. With cash in hand, you'd still wait months to buy an Escalade and probably pay thousands over sticker price. Don't wait to buy your dream car, because you can win one tomorrow from Saracen Casino and or Cadillac. Yes, win a luxurious Cadillac Escalade tomorrow night at Saracen Casino. Saracen is Little Rock's closest place to play.
Saracen Casino Resort, Vegas, Arkansas style.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Fort Thompson's in Sherwood. Savage Access 2 Camo Rifle with Bushnell Banner Scope, $399.90. Regularly $469.90. Ruger American Predator 6.5 Creedmoor on sale for $429.90. Regularly $479.90. Visit ftthompson.com.
It's time for a Corky's Ribs and Barbecue customer review. Corky's, you've ruined all of their ribs for me. I took a bite and suddenly my taste buds threw a party. Now my friends want to come over for barbecue night, but only if Corky's is invited too. Corky's Ribs and Barbecue in Little Rock and North Little Rock.
Now, back to Drive Time Sports, live from the Eat My Catfish Studios. Eat fresh, eat local, eat my catfish. Drive Time Sports, tapped with refreshing sports opinion on the Buzz Radio Network.
Welcome back to our Sonic Blast. Barry Grooms of Hootens, Arkansas Football Magazine. Kevin Bohannon, I'm Randy Rainwater. Guys, this is it. Rick Schaeffer, I forgot. Rick, no harm.
Yes.
No harm.
No foul. It's okay.
No foul. Tonight at Benny Hanna. This is it. I'm wondering if Ralph could take off and go get us each one. The deal is so good. Oh my goodness. I love lobster. Love lobster. It's called the Big Lobster Dinner. Now, this special dinner includes large lobster tail, our famous fried rice, mixed grilled vegetables, salad, the Benihana soup. Normally $49. Tonight only $25. That is actually unbelievable because I believe it's a $49 value. Yet Frank is going to let us have it for $25.
Yeah, I'm going there.
The Big Lobster dinner. You better make a reservation, big boy. 371-9000, 501-371-9000. I think Frank is losing it. I mean, the prime rib special, that was last night. That was buy one, get one free. Now here tonight, you got at Benihana, you got the Big Lobster dinner for just $25. Folks, go get it. Go get it now. That's at Benihana in North Little Rock, Wyndham Hotel, 371-9000. Be sure and put 501 in front of that. And you will not be disappointed. That is Benihana, Wyndham Hotel in North Little Rock. All right, Bear, let's do this. This from our Southern Structural Solutions Buzz text line. Get my tongue untied. This from Ryan. What do you think will be the outcome of the Murfreesboro versus the Lafayette County tonight trap game for the Rattlers? ?
Well, it could be the Rattlers next week play Mineral Springs, and that could decide the conference championship, depending what happens. Now, Lafayette did not play last week. 2 weeks ago, they lost to Poen by 28 points. But in that game, Andrew Mack ran for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Murfreesboro coming off a 60-0 victory over Foreman. The Rattlers are undefeated in that win over Foreman. That defense had 4 interceptions, a couple of fumble recoveries. They're playing at a very high level. So Hootens.com is picking Murfreesboro over Lafayette County. And elsewhere, we are picking Mineral Springs at Poen. That would set up a huge showdown next week between Murfreesboro and Mineral Springs. The game is going to be played on Thursday night just because it's for a conference championship. They feel they can get a little more publicity and whatnot for it as we have those games next week. And it will be in Murfreesboro. It has been moved to Thursday night.
And Bear, this is from Lieutenant General Chris Campbell. He is headed to Corning, I believe. Subiaco Academy in 8-man playoff action. Subiaco taking on Corning.
Yeah. And the game's in Subiaco, Randy. Subiaco a 7-1 record. Corning a 5-3 record. Hootens.com is picking Subiaco Academy, and this is in the unsanctioned division of the playoffs. You've got Mountain View hosting Cutter Morning Star, Subiaco hosting Corning, and then next week will be the championship game of the 8-man. Of the unsanctioned division.
Yeah, there you go. So Class 2A, we got some really big games tonight, Bear. Number 6, Conway Christian heads down the road to take on Bigelow, who's number 2 in Hootens.com Class 2A poll right now. Talked to a few coaches out at Bigelow this week. They're expecting a big crowd tonight. Conway Christian's got their work cut out for them.
I would think so. This is going to be a huge game for both teams. Conway Christian, number 6, Bigelow, number 2. Both teams with good skill players. Bigelow quarterback is Brett Newmeyer. He threw 3 touchdowns last week against Johnson County West Side. Ryan Hobbs, Bennett Wilson have been playing well. Wilson, Hobbs, and Easton Platt play in that secondary, and they've got 14 interceptions this season. But Conway Christian doesn't turn it over much. They've got a junior quarterback, Jaron Thomas. He returned 3 weeks ago from an injury, and they really looked good against Mountainburg when they played them last week. Thomas, he had nearly 200 total yards in that game. Likewise, they forced a couple of turnovers. So both teams very opportunistic on the defensive end, forcing those turnovers. The Panthers of Bigelow, though, 9-0 at home. we talk about skilled guys all the way, but the coaches that we've talked to said, hey, this game will be won in the trenches, and Bigelow probably has the edge on that offensive line, and that'll be the key to the game. And it's in Bigelow, so Hoops.com picks the Panthers to beat Conway Christian and get the conference championship in the number 1 seed out of the 1-2A.
Let's talk with Dwight. Dwight, good evening.
Okay.
Welcome to our Sonic Blast.
Hey, Randy, if I may, before I ask about, I do have a football question, but one of my best friends had an accident yesterday, Randy, and he hauled his own trash off. Anyway, he fell down a 20, 20 feet embankment, and he's got a fractured skull and a broken leg and all that stuff, and a cracked ribs and all. He's in the Johnson County Hospital. So you keep Ray Holt's family. He's a big Razorback fan, Randy, and a fan of your show.
Sure.
If you keep the whole family in your prayers, if you appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Because we're thinking about him. Okay, he can't hear right now, but he is deaf in both ears right now.
He's in our prayers.
So I hope the good Lord heals him all the way, Randy.
Absolutely.
He just retired from Haynes Brand. I don't know if you knew or not, but Haynes Brand shut down in Clarksville. It used to be Sarah Lee Holder. I know you heard of it when it was Sarah Lee, Randy.
Right.
And they closed down and moved to India. So there's 440 people without a job in Johnson County right now. That's pretty bad. Anyway, I appreciate it, Randy. On the football side, I was heard you told me Russell was on the bubble. I was wondering who Russell's playing tonight, and if the Bear thinks that Russell's got a chance to win tonight and can stay alive for the playoffs, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dwight.
Well, Russellville fighting for its playoff spots, and it hosts Lake Hamilton tonight. Lake Hamilton kind of struggling, and they're going to wrap up the regular season next week against PA. Both these teams on a pair of conference victories, so the head-to-head tiebreaker could play a major spot in who gets in the playoffs and playoff positioning. Lake Hamilton didn't play last week, and the Wolves have not scored, Randy, a point since they scored 28 to Van Buren on September 29th. They have not scored a point in the month of October. Unreal.
I didn't realize that. Wow.
Yeah. Landon West is the quarterback, and Hayden Barton, they're running back. They've got to have big games from them. Those guys have to get it going. Greenwood really ripped Russellville last week, put up nearly 600 yards of total offense, but Tracy Daniels ran the ball well. He's been the key cog to this team, and I think he's going to be too much for Lake Hamilton to handle. Hootens.com picks Russellville over Lake Hamilton.
Stay in that conference real quick, Bear. Van Buren travels to Mountain Home. Cade Yates has been playing really good for Mountain Home. Van Buren, Elijah Johnson, Cameron Keller playing really good for the Pointers. This has the potential to be a shootout.
Van Buren and Mountain Home are tied with Lake Hamilton in the playoffs. One of those teams that we just mentioned will miss the playoffs. So this is a key game. The winner should secure that playoff spot. Van Buren's going to play Siloam Springs next week. Mountain Home will play Greenbrier, so some huge games coming up. Van Buren had just 168 yards, scored 3 points last week to Little Rock Christian. Mountain Home, meanwhile, ran wild over Siloam Springs. As you said, Cade Yates playing well. He threw for over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns at Siloam. They had the mercy rule on at halftime of that game. Two pretty evenly matched teams. Mountain Home is at home, and Hootens.com picking the Bombers in a close one over Van Buren.
All right, Bear, let's talk with Brent. Brent, good afternoon. Welcome to our Sonic Blast.
I got 2 questions, and my first question is Barry Groove. I would like to make a personal bet with you on the South Side versus Bentonville West game. Come on, Bear.
Wow.
Come on.
Well, he hadn't had a chance.
All his listeners. That wouldn't be a good deal.
We lost him. We lost Bear earlier. They lost us.
Yeah. I'm just going to tell you, Southside, Bentonville West is going to get some bad medicine tonight. I'm just telling you. If I'm not mistaken, isn't Bentonville West coach out for the first half, or did that get overturned?
Yep. Nope, he did not. He didn't get it overturned. The only coach to get a suspension overturned this year is Bo Embry. an ejection overturned, rather. That to Coach Pratt's did not understand. Yeah.
But that's gonna be a heck of a game. But I believe that Southside will win it. And I want your guys' opinion. What are we looking for with the Razorbacks next week when we go to Florida? What would we like to see?
I'd like to see them win.
A win?
Oh,
Yeah.
come
They've
Oh,
lost
come
6 in
on,
a
Rick.
row.
Come on, come on, come on.
Well, what else do you want? Do you want them to just look good? You want to see them win? That's the biggest thing.
I would like to see him win, but
Okay.
I don't know if you're Florida next week, what are you going to look up? What kind of film are you going to look on of the Razorbacks?
Well, they're going to see them
Every
lose
game.
6 games in a row.
Yeah.
If they look at the Mississippi State game, they'll die laughing.
They'll look at last year's film to see about the offense.
Right. Yeah, and if they look
not
at the
hard.
Mississippi State game and they're in hysterics, maybe they'll their sides will be split when they show up for the game.
Hopefully, Georgia beats them. Beats the brakes off of them this weekend.
But what do you think we will do offensively? Is my main question. What are we looking to do?
Probably a little bit more like last year. They're not going to run the wishbone or anything like that, but they'll have a lot of what they currently do and maybe speed it up a little bit.
Monopoly.
Oh, okay.
They might play Crazy Eight. Pick 'em sticks.
Might throw the ball downfield every
Absolutely.
now and then. That'd be a good deal. wouldn't
Hey.
it?
That'd work. That'd work okay with me. I'd be on board with that.
See
We
some
throw it
slot
down the field
shots.
every once in a while.
Yep.
Brent, I got to move. Thank you, buddy. All right, let's talk with Justin. Justin, good afternoon. Welcome to our Sonic Blast.
Hey guys, how y'all doing today?
Doing great. How about you?
Oh, doing good. I just wanted to ask Barry about the Glen Rose at Center Point game tonight. I'm gonna hang up with you guys
All
real
right.
quick.
Very good. Thank you, Justin.
You gave
All right,
them just
Bear.
enough time to ponder it, right? You get to ponder it for a minute.
Glen Rose, Center Point when we come back. All right, Rick Schaeffer, Kevin Bohannon, Barry Grooms. I'm Randy Rainwater. Our Sonic Blast will continue.
Listen every Wednesday when RJ Hawk joins his old buddies on Morning Mayhem. Presented by Natural State Wholesale Flooring. See everything that Natural State Wholesale has to offer at naturalstatewholesale.com.
You know, it's a funny thing, everybody. Here at Saracen Casino, only 40 minutes right down I-530 from Little Rock. Weekend vibes are always really cool. It just feels special. But once a month, on this weekend, the car giveaway weekend, Saturday nights, man, it gets really exciting. It's kind of over the top, Carlton.
I don't know what the opposite of anxiety or tension is, whatever the positive word of that would be, because everybody's felt anxiety or tension in a room, right? That kind of weird feeling. Whatever the positive version of that, that's what's in the air, Tom. I don't know if you can feel it. I can. Our players know that it's the end of the month. Well, if they didn't, they knew when you pulled up, it's the end of the month. But they know it's the end of the month, and that means it's time to give away a car. And this month, it's not just any car. Cadillac Escalade, the definition of a luxury SUV. It'll be here for a little over 24 hours. And then, well, it's going home with one of y'all. So come see us at Saracen, 40 minutes from Little Rock. Win an Escalade tomorrow.
I know the last 3 years, people have got accustomed to paying sticker price for a brand new vehicle. Well, it's not that way anymore at Red River Ram. If you're looking for a new Ram truck, we've got heavy-duty four-wheel drive trucks starting at $49,500 or up to $12,000 off sticker price for a Cummins diesel. And we've got $11,000 off Ram 1500 Bighorn four-wheel drive trucks. If you want the best selection and the best buying experience, make that beautiful drive right here to Heber Springs. Now during Ram Power Days.
When you do something for over 45 years, you get really good at it. Like Bert here. He's been lifting weights for over 45 years. He can bench press a 400-pound nose guard, deadlift an elephant, even clean and jerk a truck filled with watermelons. Fantastic rep, Bert. We're a lot like Bert lifting weights, except we do it with insurance. Williamson Insurance, protecting your business and your family for over 45 years.
Friday evenings, man, they're the best, aren't they? Whole weekends ahead of us. This weekend, a very special one here at Saracen. Tomorrow night's the end of the month vehicle giveaway. Somebody's going to win a brand new, I can't believe I'm saying this, Cadillac Escalade.
That's it. That's the message, right? I mean, end of the month, we're at Saracen. You can hear it in the background. People are here. They're stacking their entries up because the more you play, the more entries you get. Put your player's card in the machine, you earn entries. Present your card at the table, you'll earn entries. And tomorrow night, we kick things off at 7 with free play. We'll give away thousands of dollars in free play, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Of course, the big one, the granddaddy of them all, the Cadillac Escalade. Yes. Tomorrow night, 10 o'clock. Come see us at Saracen. What are you doing tomorrow night? It's a bye weekend for the Hogs, so you're not out of town, you're not at a game. Come to Saracen, win an Escalade. Come see us tomorrow night.
Welcome back to Drive Time Sports, live from the Eat My Catfish Studios, where it's much like any of the 7 Eat My Catfish locations, minus the always fresh, delicious food options like the family pack catfish dinners. The #1 sports radio show in Arkansas, Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network.
Call gas it, grab it, and go. That's the motto of Double B's. Now, we have an ongoing little debate about 24-hour Double B's. Hopefully, we'll have a response for you next week about that because 5 o'clock, 5:30 this morning, I was getting gas at a Double B's, which makes me feel like maybe they were open all night long. Regardless, I won't go into my long story about what happened to me last weekend concerning gas, but I will say, the beautiful thing about Double B's, their service, once you go inside, their service is outstanding. I love it. You walk to the door, first thing you hear, welcome to Double B's. Now, I have asked more than once the cashier, point out everything in here that's on special because I don't want to overlook anything. Now, I do know at my favorite Double B's, which is now up on Cantrell, I know exactly where the honey buns are. This month's Little Debbie honey buns, 2 for $1. I know exactly where they are. I don't have to ask any questions about that. But they have so many other great specials that you certainly need to check out and take advantage of because, folks, it's the 27th. That means we'll have all new Double B's promotions for the month of November. But there are some great ones in October you need to take advantage of now, whether it be the 1 liter brisk tea, 2 for $3, or the Mr. Pure, 2 for $4. Where do you find all this great stuff? It's Double B's, where you gas it, grab it, and go make it Double B's. All right. We have got, let's see, Jeff's waiting, but I need to catch up on a little bit of our Asher Wrecker Service Company live fan feedback. This from Troy. Bear, good afternoon. Can I get a quick thought on the mighty McGee Owls at DeWitt tonight? Go Owls and go Hogs.
This is a big game as far as playoff seeding goes. In the 8-4A, DeWitt has a 5-1 conference record. McGee sitting here 3-3. DeWitt coming off that open date. They'd lost the previous week, week 7, in that tough game to Warren. The Dragon offensive line has played well this year. So has David Pena. He's a kicker we don't talk about much on here. And then Corey Graham, a sophomore who's a budding superstar, has really ran the ball well for the Dragons. You look at McGee, they think they may have turned the corner last week, edged past Dumas by 13 points. Jacqueline Easter had 161 yards rushing in that game. In fact, the Owls had 3 guys top the 100-yard mark, including Sir Cameron Jefferson and Kai Bell. So it's going to be a quick game. Both teams love to run the football. Graham and the offensive line of the Dragons going against the 3-headed attack of the Owls, but Hootens.com picks DeWitt to get a tough win over McGee.
Like that one, Bear. Like that one. That's going to be part of our pick 'em that we'll get here too at the top of the next hour. Bear, I want to go to War Memorial Stadium tonight. Little Rock Catholic hanging on that playoff spot right now. El Dorado playing for their playoff life. A little bit of history in this one. Coach John Fogelman started out his coaching career at El Dorado under Coach Scooter Register in 1996. Things have come full circle since then. Chris Hill is at El Dorado now. They're playing better of late, but Little Rock Catholic a little beat up right now. Who you got in this one tonight?
Yeah, and I saw the El Dorado Wildcats eating lunch about 2:30 today, so they were gearing up for this game, going to get there a little early and do some walkthroughs or get on the field at least. Coach Hill was hoping. This is their best stretch of the season so far. Back-to-back victories over Sheridan and Sylvan Hills. Those aren't the top quality opponents in the 6A East, but they're back-to-back victories and giving this team some confidence. They never trailed last week against Sylvan Hills. Mitchell Polk, the quarterback, directed 4 first-half touchdown drives. Catholics remaining alive for that first-round bye. You have to be one of the top 2 seeds to get it. They beat Jacksonville last week 44-0. That's the 3rd time this Rocket defense has pitched a shutout this season. And Catholic has not allowed a point since the 4th quarter. They gave up a late touchdown, a trashy touchdown to Sheridan on October 6th. So this is a really good defense here. El Dorado controls its playoff destiny. Catholic's rounding into form. They got a really good offense led by quarterback Jackson England. Really passed the ball well on Hootens.com. Picks Catholic, although, as you said, they are beat up slightly, and El Dorado's on a little bit of a roll right now.
Jeff, good afternoon. Welcome to our Sonic Blast.
Hey, thanks, guys. People at one in Clinton, and on the way tonight to Clinton and Lamar. And it's been an interesting drive to Atkins. It was a sunny sky, not a cloud in the sky. I stopped at Sonic to get my Blackberry water for the broadcast tonight. Back on the road, I'm to Russellville in heavy rain and a completely gray sky. My broadcast partner, Mike Holly, tells me that they've already had heavy rain and thunderstorm come through Lamar, so a wet field for 2 running teams. I just wonder what you think about that game, and if you all can tell us how this Class 4A, you haven't talked about it already, how that's going to shake out for the playoffs.
All right, Jeff, thank you.
Call the CIA. They may
guess,
know.
Kevin.
Call the CIA. They may know.
It is that. Well, Clinton and Lamar are tied 4-2 record in the conference for that number. I guess we could say the number 2 playoff seed. Bauxite's in there too. CAC's with a 5-2 record, but one of these teams is going to move to 5-2. I mean, it's still so much open. The 1 through 5 seeds totally open. The thing we can say with confidence tonight, Clinton and Lamar, the winner's going to sew up a playoff spot. Lamar beat up on Hall Steam last week, 39-0. Caleb Green ran the ball really well. So did Caden Woods. Clinton got past Pottsville last week by 7 points, and that was a huge victory. They put together a couple of back-to-back victories. Zane Widener stamping himself as one of the better players in all of Class 4A. Another great week last week, had 165 total yards and 5 touchdowns, 4 of them rushing, 1 receiving. The Hootens.com picks Lamar at home over Clinton. Kevin, I don't even know next week if I'm and I guess next Friday night, about 10 o'clock, we'll start trying to break this 4A down, and it may take us 2 hours to do so.
We'll have it by the end of the scoreboard show. How about that?
Hopefully. Hopefully. One of us can go over everything else, and the other devote ourselves
That's
to
right.
out this mess of playoffs.
Y'all are making brave promises. But, Barry, you have not let me down in 23 years. We have had it locked down normally by 11 o'clock. So that's how good Barry is.
That's right.
And it does help when you have some games played on Thursday
night
night as well. All right, Barry.
Yes.
This one from Tyler, by way of our Asher Record Service Company, live feed feedback. Malvern, Nashville.
On paper, it's a great battle. It's Malvern's ranked number 1 in the state. Nashville, a top 10 team, checking in at number 9 with a 6-2 record, 3-1 in conference. If they win, they've got a shot at a home number 2 playoff seed at least. Malvern can win a conference championship if they win the final 2 games. Guess what, though? The Leopards have not won a conference championship since 1997. They won a state title last year, but they were the number 2 seed.
Wow.
Jalen Dupree, the senior running back, he's played in. Yep. And they play Arkadelphia next week. So Malvern's already looking ahead at that Arkadelphia game a little bit. They've got to take care of Nashville. They beat Nashville twice last season on the road to the state championship. Last week, the Leopards, they blew out Nina Dupree, or Waldron, rather, and Jalen Dupree, the senior running back, had 216 yards, 4 touchdowns. Dylon Caradine, the receiver, had nearly 200 yards receiving. They're playing pretty good defense with Romar Bennett and Angel Perez leading the way. You turn around, you look at what Nashville does. They run the ball so well. Trey Hopkins, Tucker Dixon. They're really powering this team. Hootens.com picks Malvern at home on senior night to upend Nashville. Last night, I believe the Junior Leopards went to Nashville and played for a conference championship, and Nashville won it. So
now the most difficult question of all is, do we go for the 2 for $7 foot-long coney, number one cheeseburger, the crispy chicken, or do we go for the turtle, truffle, nut, the Heath blast, or the chocolate chunk brownie? Done, knocked out of the park, barbecue sandwich. Sonic, that's America's drive-in. Hour number 3, straight ahead.
Hi, neighbor. It's Karen with Shamrock Roofing. Fall is upon us. Don't go into the cold, wet winter months wondering if your roof will hold up till spring. Get peace of mind today. For the next 30 days, we're offering a free impact-resistant roof upgrade. Plus, if you've been denied coverage by your insurance company after the storms, you qualify to win a new roof for free. Just visit shamrockroofer.com for more details. Shamrock Roofing, where one call does it all, at shamrockroofer.com.
Deer season is upon us, and if there's no tree for a tree stand in your favorite hunting spot, then let Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart help you out with a ground blind instead. Starting at just $125, their all-new Rhino 180 see-through blind takes the world of ground blind hunting to a whole new level. This unique two-way mesh system prevents wild game from seeing in while allowing you to see out with no obstructions. Also, check out their Tacticam Reveal X Pro trail cameras that text real-time photos to your cell phone. All this and more are available in-store or online at maxbw.com.
Stay up to date with the latest Razorback news with the Red White Report every weekday with Justin and Wes on The Zone. Brought to you by Big O Tires with locations in Cabot and Conway.
This is Larry Culpepper, the inventor of the college football playoff. When I'm in Arkansas, I always listen to 1037 The Buzz. Let's go, Dr. Pepper.
Buzz News with Channel 7's Cassandra Webb.
20-year-old Dalen Bland of Little Rock was arrested for the death of 47-year-old Marvin Jenkins Sr. and 21-year-old Marvin Jenkins Jr. on October 13th. Both victims were found sitting in a vehicle near the 8400 block of Mableville Pike with multiple gunshot wounds. Bland is being charged with capital murder and is being held in the Pulaski County Jail without bond. And if you were at the Arkansas State Fair last Saturday and came in contact with a wild bat, public health officials want to hear from you. Officials at the State Fairgrounds say a wild bat was seen flying erratically around the fairgrounds on October 21st. This bat has not been caught and therefore has not been tested for rabies, but as a precaution, the Arkansas Department of Health is asking anyone who is exposed to that bat to be tested. So if that's you or someone you know, reach out to the Department of Health. For more news and weather, download our free KATV news and weather apps. From the Channel 7 newsroom, I'm Cassandra Webb.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888 for Rainwater, Holton, Sexton. They'll help you weather the storm.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with Channel 7's Melinda Mayo.
More rounds of rainfall today with a 40% chance of scattered showers. Still warm with a high of 82 and tonight's low drops down to 67. Even better rain chances over the weekend and temperatures drop to the 70s. From the Channel 7 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Today's special at the Riverfront Steakhouse in the Wyndham Hotel. Dinner for two for $60. Split a 10-ounce filet, fried shrimp, and our famous salad bar.
I have got some news for you to make your October shine. The Carpet Barn's Flooring Extravaganza sale is lighting up the entire month. Jaw-dropping prices on all flooring. Now, here's the real deal. The Carpet Barn doesn't play tricks. No inflated prices, hidden fees, or tax surprises. Our loyal customers have made us proud, secured incredible discounts from manufacturers, and we're passing them on to you. It's a store-wide bonanza, and you can take your dream flooring home today. This sale runs through October 31st. The Carpet Barn in Conway and North Little Rock.
Landon Jackson joins Morning Mayhem each Friday, presented by Arkansas Storm Shelters, serving Arkansas for 16 years. Find them at arkansasstormshelter.com.
The end of the year is near, and Gwatney is pulling out all the stops to remain Pulaski County's #1 Buick GMC dealer. Big pre-owned inventory and even bigger discounts on new Buicks and GMCs, even with manufacturer price increases. Gwatney Buick GMC next to Sam's in North Little Rock is selling new 2024 models at 2023 prices. You've seen the news. The time to trade is now, before the current auto industry climate skyrockets used prices and all new inventory is depleted. Don't wait. Call Gwatney, 501-945-4444. It's the end of the year blowout, only at Gwatney Buick GMC in North Little Rock. Interest rates as low as 0.9%. And get new and pre-owned vehicles with no payments for the rest of the year. Stop by Gwatney Buick GMC and register to win a new Hummer. 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. 501-945-4444. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. All offers with approved credit.
The Arkansas Outdoor Expo is coming to Simmons Bank Arena in North Little Rock, October 27 through 29. Tour over 50 fully staged RVs and take advantage of special RV Expo pricing on the top RV floor plans. We'll have RVs starting at less than $5 a day, food and entertainment, plus a chance to win an RV as part of the Ultimate RV Giveaway. Learn more at campingworld.com/Arkansas Expo. See dealer for details and disclaimers.
Country music's most nominated superstar, Lady Wilson. Live in concert at North Little Rock. Lady Wilson, Country's Cool Again Tour 2024. Performing at Simmons Bank Arena, Friday, November 1st, 2024. With special guests Jackson Dean and Zach Top. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Have you gone all summer long and you've had pain in your knees, your back, your hips, maybe even your shoulder? Well, why don't you try to get rid of that pain? Hey, everybody, it's RJ Hawk. I've been talking about QC Kinetics now for quite some time, and I've got friends, family members across the country that are using QC Kinetics right now, and it is changing their life. And the best part? No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. Think about that for a minute. And people are feeling like they're self again with no pain. QC Kinetics doesn't just mask the pain. These treatments go to the very root of the problem, using concentrated healing properties in your own body to go directly to those joints and restore and repair those damaged tissues. Listen, life is about motion, and QC Kinetics is giving people their lives back with these all-natural treatments. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation. 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440.
This is David Dunn with Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer. Do you own or operate Max, Volvos, Freightliners, Kenworths, Peterbilts, or international trucks? We can offer you the same dealership level computer diagnostics with highly trained and professional mechanics without dealership wait times and cost. Whether you're a municipality, fleet, or small business with one truck, come see why our customers have made us the highest rated independent repair shop in Arkansas. Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer. Take exit 7 on I-440 or call 568-2185.
Stay up to date with the latest Razorback news with the Red White Report every weekday with Justin and Wes on the Zone. Brought to you by Big O Tires with locations in Cabot and Conway.
Live from the Eat My Catfish Studios, it's time for Arkansas's #1 collar-driven sports show. It's Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network with your hosts, Randy Rainwater and Rick Schaeffer. Lock it in and get ready to dial us up. Drive Time Sports is on the air.
Hour number 3. Drive Time Sports in the Buzz Radio Network. Hour number 3 of our Sonic Blast from Little Rock Christian as the Warriors prepare to take on the Greenbrier Panthers. Barry Grooms of Hooten's Arkansas Football Magazine, Kevin Bohannon, Rick Schaeffer. I'm Randy Rainwater. Before we go to Tony, gentlemen, we need to play a little catch-up, so to speak. We fell behind on this due to some technical difficulties. and that is Pick'em games for week number 9. And I didn't realize I'd wasted all this wonderful air when I was talking about.
Hey, talking about how bad I am.
Yeah, Bear. I was going to say, well, normally Kevin puts on here what the record is, but when
I'm down 5 games.
When it's the scoreboard,
5
look
games.
who's behind.
5
Little
games.
thing. So we will start. Bear, you're the home team. Bentonville West at Fort Smith Southside.
And Kevin, I've been to away stadiums, and if you're the visiting team and you win, they turn that scoreboard off.
That's right.
Hey, Bentonville West at Southside. Coach Pratt, as we mentioned, was ejected last week with his team up 26-0, contesting an offsides call. I don't know. Anyway,
that's coaching right there.
Dalton Rice, the quarterback, played very, very well. Man, he threw a 38-yard touchdown pass on 4th and 23 last week to kind of set the tone against Heritage. The defense held on, pitched a shutout. Their defense is playing really well. They've got to, because Southside, the Mavericks, put up nearly 700 yards last week, over 70 points. 558 of that yardage was on the ground with Amari Tucker and Isaac Gregory, both those guys 5'8", 5'9", bowling balls, and Isaac Gregory does have a little more speed. But Bentonville West has a little better defense, and Hoops.com picks Bentonville West.
Not so fast, Bear. Because of that offense, Carter Zimmerman pulling the trigger at quarterback for the Mavericks. Yes, it's going to be a really good game, but it is at Southside on Country Club Road. Give me the Mavericks, Randy.
All right. Next one up, Clinton at Lamar. Kev, you're the home team.
All right. As we know in the 4-4A, you could flip a coin, and it'll be a 3-point ball game. You just don't know who's going to win. I'm riding my man Zane Widener tonight. He's had a really good 3-week stretch right here. They beat CAC on the buzz a couple of weeks ago. Give me the Yellow Jackets on the road.
My coin came up heads. Take the home team, Lamar.
All right. This one should be another dandy. Cross County at Mark Tree. Let's see. Bear, you're the home team.
Cross County feels they righted the ship. Coach Gouillard really felt that his team, they had so many turnovers early in the season, but Mark Tree's averaging nearly 42 points a week, running the ball well. Hootens.com picks Mark Tree.
I think those 42 points have come against lesser competition. Cross County really made a statement last week, 38-22 over Des Arc. We talked about the chemistry. It's coming together at the right time, and you got to go with the school with the mascot of the Thunderbirds, Double R. Give me Cross County on the road.
All right, guys, a southeast. Is it east or west?
Southeast.
Southeast, what I was thinking. Southeast Rumble tonight in McGee. In this case, Kev, you're the home team. DeWitt at McGee.
This is a tough one to pick because McGee, the home field advantage is so special there with Coach Marcus Haddock. But Coach Tommy Cody, the DeWitt Dragons are playing so well. We've said this the year of the Dragons. I'll have to go with DeWitt on the road.
I agree, and the main concern is DeWitt coming off that open date, but I think they needed it.
Yep, I agree.
And finally, Bear, you're the home team on this one. Valonia at Maumelle.
I think this is a coin flip game. Valonia's gotten hot at the right time. Carter Massey playing well at quarterback. Maumelle, they hammered Watson Chapel last week. Really, their defense has started playing better. Hootens.com takes Maumelle.
Bologna, as you said, won their last 2 games. The big win over Whitehall. Cadian Gibson, his versatility, had almost 200 yards of total offense. They can throw it to him out of the backfield, and he's quick between the tackles. I'm going with the upset in this one. It's hard to pick against my man Mop over there, Brian Mop, and head coach of the Hornets, but I'm going with the Eagles to try to make up a little bit of ground on you, Bear.
Well, I think we've heard that now for 9 straight weeks, don't you think, Bear?
Yeah.
Look at the scoreboard, see who's behind. Okay, let's talk with Tony. Tony, good afternoon. Welcome to our Sonic Blast.
Yes, Randy. How you doing?
Man, doing great. How about you, Tony?
Pretty good. I'm still kicking, thank the Lord.
There you go.
God's good. I was going to ask about the Mount Ida Lions playing against Foreman. Well, hang up and listen. You guys have a good one. God bless.
God bless you, Tony. Now, this one, I think, based upon how Foreman has performed this season, those mighty Lions,
We'll
12
roar
or
tonight.
14 strong. What do you think, Bear?
Yeah, Mount Ida low in numbers, but big on heart. You know, they've struggled all season, but this should be an easy win for them. Ben Woodfield played well last week against Mineral Springs. Hoops.com picks Mount Ida, which shows up probably the number 4 seed for Mount Ida. Guys, Foreman hasn't won a game since beating Mineral Springs by 6 points on November 4th, 2021.
That's hard to believe because we were down there working a playoff game. It might have been the 2020 season, but Foreman was a playoff team as a 1 or 2 seed. And of course, they made that great run the year before. So, Bear, before I have to get out here and head to War Memorial, the game we haven't talked about in Class 6A, Benton, West Memphis, has 6A East Conference Championship implications in it. Benton's high-powered offense, Drew Davis, Braylon Russell, Maddox Davis, the super sophomore quarterback, and then West Memphis. Tough place to win at, tough road trip. Can the Panthers pull it out and play a 4-quarter game?
And that's what it may take, and that's the big concern with Coach Harris is his team hasn't had to play a 4-quarter game yet. They've been blowing everybody out by halftime. Hey, West Memphis, though, big loss. Keelan Mills, the quarterback, he's done for the season, tore up his knee. But Drew Jenkins came in last week and really impressed. He's a 6 foot, 205-pound guy, a dual threat. He led them to 5 first-quarter touchdowns a week ago. Scotty Dobbins and Marquise Parker played well on that defense. But, man, Benton has a defense, too. They limited Searcy to 48 yards and 3 first downs in the first half last week. Hootens.com takes Benton to get the win at West Memphis and got our eye on the Panthers to see what kind of playoff run they come up with. Think they could wind up in Memorial Stadium. Kevin, where you're headed here in just a minute.
All right, Bear, from our Southern Structural Solutions Buzz text line, this from the 501, Valley View at Nettleton. This is a good one.
A really good one. And, Randy, real quick before I get to that, Justin had called about the Glen Rose Center Point game.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. The Glen Rose Center Point game is the Hootens.com Class 3A game of the week. Glen Rose ranked number 9 in the state. Center Point number 16. This is for the 4-3A championship. Center Point has won 5 straight games after starting the season 0-3. Glen Rose has won 6 straight games, and dating back to last year, 11 straight conference games. Glen Rose led by Heath Balance and Paxton Long. Ryan Bland, the quarterback. Hootens.com picks Glen Rose. You mentioned Valley View. Valley View, a huge matchup tonight, just 1 win away from winning that conference championship or at least sharing it, clinching a share of it. Carson Turley, he is the man right now for the Blazers. Every coach you talk to in that league says they don't have an answer for this senior quarterback. He's playing so well. Nettleton can earn a share of the league title by winning out, and they could do so with that 2-headed rushing attack of T.J. Brown, a senior, and sophomore Xavier Harold, who went for over 200 yards last week against Forest City. But Hootens.com picks Valley View on the road in a close one over the rival Nettleton.
And let's see, Bear, let's go to Sissy. Sissy, good afternoon. Never mind. She couldn't hang in there, I guess. Let's talk to Carl. Carl, good evening. Welcome to our Sonic Blast.
Hey, guys. It's good to hear from you. I'm from Rice, and we're really Kingston. Excuse me. And I called in at week 1, and I was all excited about this season. Boy, it's been a rough one. And, you know, we finally got our first win last week, but, you know, we got that playoff spot we're going to go with. You know, we pull 2 more wins out, it could be an exciting season. I mean, we go into the playoffs and play hard. You know, I really think we can pull something out, but guys, I just wanted to call, see what y'all think about them Rise Wildcats. I really think we can pull something out. You have a good one.
Would not be surprised at all. Caleb Carmichael, the first-year coach of Rising, said, hey, all we've got to do is clean up the fumbles, and we can beat Barton. Last week gave this team, infused it with the confidence it needed, went to Lake Village, won 35-0, got that first victory after 8 straight losses. Jeremiah Marshall and Zachalyn Walker both played really well in that game. Thomas Wilson led the Wildcats with 8 tackles. They come to a Barton team that was off last week. 2 weeks ago, beat Drew Central 42-0. The Bears have won 3 straight games, and their only conference loss by 1 point in overtime at Fordyce. Suitons.com has to pick Barton based on what it's been doing in its past 3 games.
This from our Asher Record Service Company live feed feedback. Hoggy Style says, it all goes back to flying planes over the stadium. Gus Malzahn and the motorcycle rednecks. Hog fans as a whole are just simply crazy. I think that pretty well sums it up. Yeah. Seth says, Bulldog